Hey! How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining me here this morning on Stardoll. I'm going to answer some of your questions today. We've already have a lot of submissions, and I'm excited about all of these questions that I see. But I just want to talk to you guys, so I'm going to go down the list here, and I'm going to answer some of these really, really well-worded questions. These are good. So I'm going to start at the top here. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. I've got a question that says, can you drive? And if so, what is your car like? Yes, I can drive. I've seen a lot of questions from other countries, so I'm going to go ahead and state that in the U.S. you can get your permit at 15 and you can start driving around 16. So I've had a car for a while, I've been driving for a while. I like my car. It's a little dirty right now, but I'm kind of a fan of it, so it goes where I need to go, which is good. Let's see, what other questions do we have? I've got a question here that says, oh gosh, it's scanning, hang on. I know you have a brother, but do you have any other siblings? Not that I know of. But yes, I do have a brother, and I actually just saw him a few weeks ago. He lives on the other side of the country, so I don't really get to see him that often. So that's always good. Let's see, what age did you decide to become an actress? That's a good question, because I feel like I never really decided. It was just something that I kind of got thrown into, and part of me says that I wasn't really ready for it because I was like 5, but part of me is very happy that I got into it without knowing sort of what I was doing. I started just doing commercials, and I started acting and did a pilot for a show here and guest spot here, and then I started doing a little bit bigger roles in movies. And a few years ago, I think actually 6 years ago, we started on Hannah Montana, and that took up a lot of my life. And I've never really kept track of what's going on. I kind of just live for the moment, and I think that's why I like it so much. You don't really think about it. You just you live week by week, which is good, which is what I like about this job, because it's always surprising. Let's see. These are all really good questions. Wow, these are good. Let's see. Emily, who do you look up to the most? That's a hard one to say. I could easily say my parents and my brother, which of course I do. But I think right now, considering the Oscars are tomorrow, I was reading some article the other day about Natalie Portman, and I think it's just her very long and illustrious career and how she went to Harvard and where she studied and you know, kind of the way her career has gone, and I really do look up to her. I think she's very much an inspiration, and she's kind of a chameleon when it comes to the things that she does and the work that she does. I've always been a big fan of her, so I think at this moment in time I'm definitely looking up to her. Let's see, let's find a fun one. Let's see. What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, when I was little I wanted to be a marine biologist, but that didn't really work out. You never know. It's never too late. How did you get the idea for your new music video? I like that question. That was a very long process. Coming up with the idea for the music video was difficult because it was the first music video that was sort of going to be released for the record. I had done a previous music video for Let's Be Friends, which was released, but that was just for the UK and for out of the country, not so much for the US, but for the US release of the first single was Lovesick, and I wanted it to kind of slap you in the face a little bit. And it was hard to do because I wanted it to be simple, and I didn't want it to be so outrageous, and I didn't really want to tell a story. I wanted it to be more like shocking and in imagery more. And we talked to a lot of directors, and I kind of written a treatment myself, and I just said I wanted to be a robot, basically, is what the treatment was, and I wanted there to be dancers and lights and neon and just very like a giant dance light party, and it's kind of what we did. And I got my inspiration from a lot of different things. There's a music video by a band that I really like called The Friendly Fires, and they have a music video called Skeleton Boy. It's really cool. It's really cool the way they do it, and it's very simple, and it's just the 3 of them playing, but you have to watch it. It's very interesting. So that was definitely an inspiration for this video. But we had a good time. we had a really good time. I talked to a lot of my friends when it came to this video, and they had some good ideas as well. So it definitely took a lot out of me, and we ended up just shooting the thing in a day. I don't know how we did it, but very happy with the way that it turned out. And thank you for your feedback on it, because I do read all of your comments on Twitter, and you guys really seem to like it, which is good. So let's see, let's go down. Hi, Emily. What kind of music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of really eclectic different styles of music. I'm lucky I grew up in a house that music was playing all the time. And my mom and my dad both play instruments, and they're both very musical. And my mom started playing guitar when she was 16, I think. And so I still have her guitar that she bought herself way back. I won't say a date. But I think that's kind of what inspired it for me. And I listened to a lot of acoustic music growing up. I listened to a lot of Beatles and Led Zeppelin and the Pixies. And then later on in life, my dad introduced me to Radiohead. And my brother was into Incubus, so I was into Incubus and Modest Mouse. And now just recently, I'm getting back more into people like Damien Rice and Ray LaMontagne and bands like Local Natives and some really, really interesting stuff. So I'm kind of all over the map, and you can kind of see that in the music that has been released and the stuff that's on my album, because the first album was more rock-driven. This album is definitely more dance. Next album that I'm writing right now is definitely more alternative, like atmospheric, and so I want every album to be different, because there's nothing wrong with that. So hopefully you can find something that you like in all of them. Where did you get those earrings? They're cute. Hey, thanks. Where did I get these? I got these with my friend Jennifer Stone. We were shopping at a farmer's market like 2 years ago, and I just recently found them again. So hi, Jennifer, if you're watching. We need to hang out. She just texted me the other day, and I need to text her back. What do you do in your spare time? Be really cool. That's what I do. I'm actually a very fun person. I don't know what I do in my spare time. I've recently acquired a lot of spare time this month. I think right now I'm just focusing on being creative and channeling that and doing a lot of writing, which is good. I do a lot of exercising. I just went snowboarding yesterday, and what's great about LA is you can drive 2 hours and get snow. You can drive an hour and get sun and beach. So I'm very lucky to live in a place where I can do both of those. And I love to surf, and I love to snowboard, and I love to just be outside. So that's definitely something that I spend my time doing. These are good. Do you like animals? Have you got a pet? I do. I have many pets. We've always had dogs. My house has always been full of dogs. I've got 3 right now. I just recently, there's a fish in my house now, which is very uncommon because we don't have fish. We've got lizards, and we have snakes and dogs and guinea pigs and turtles, but we don't have fish. And one of my really good friends, Aaron, just bought me a fish for Valentine's Day, and he's at home right now. It's very weird. You would think taking care of a fish is easy, but it's not. It's actually a lot more work than taking care of my dog. So that's a new experience for me. I recommend it, though. It's a good way to show you're responsible taking care of animals. For all you kids out there. Have you ever been to Poland? I have, actually. I have been to Poland. I was there 10 years ago? Yeah, I think it was about 10 years ago. My brother was shooting a movie there, and I went for about 2.5 weeks. And I went to Warsaw, I think, and it was gorgeous. All we did was just stay outside. It was during the summer, so we had a good time. We had a lot of Lodi. I think that's ice cream. But I did have a good time. I'd love to come back, because I was like 8 or 9. I didn't really have a good grasp of what was going on at the moment. So I'd love to come back. And I do see that I have a lot of Polish fans. So hopefully we'll do a tour there soon. That would be good. Let's see. What is your favorite musical instrument? That's hard. I recently just bought a ukulele. I'm a big fan of the ukulele. I was flying somewhere, and I had it on my back. I had a ukulele on my back, and I had this guy come up to me and said, I've got a bet going with my friend. We have a bet to see what the instrument you're carrying on my back. They thought it was like something. They thought it was I don't know, some sort of like miniature guitar or a violin. Nobody guessed ukulele, but it's a very interesting instrument. It's not like the bass at all, which I thought it was going to be like the bass because I play that and I was like, oh, it's, you know, probably the same chord structures, and no, it's completely tuned differently, and I'm learning though. It's a cool instrument and it's easy too. It's fun. So I recommend the ukulele. I feel like I'm having a conversation with myself, but I'm sure you're all out there somewhere. In Germany, oh, let's see. Would you like to come to Germany? I would love to come to Germany. I think I'm going there next month. I've been spending a lot of time in Germany recently. I've been to Berlin, we went to Munich, we've gone all over. You guys are really fun over there. We have a good time in Germany, so we're coming back very soon. Do you get nervous when you're in front of a large audience? That depends on who the audience is. Right now I can't see you guys, so I think if I saw all, I don't know how many thousands of you are online right now, but I think I'd be a little bit nervous. But usually I get more nervous if it's people that I know in the audience. I love playing shows in LA, but usually it's a little bit difficult because half the audience is friends, and that's a little bit nerve-wracking. But I've never been one to kind of get squeamish in front of crowds, which is very fortunate for me. Look at all of these questions. Let's see. Oh gosh, it's jumping all over the place. Hang on. Let me see. Let's find a good one here. I told you I know what I want to be when I grow up, and it's a marine biologist, but I never got the chance. I should have gone to school to be a marine biologist. I wouldn't be here right now, though. Singing or acting? That's a common question. That's one that's hard to answer because I feel like even though they're both creative, they are sort of different sides of the brain. And they allow me to kind of express myself in different ways, but it takes a lot out of you, definitely. And I've been doing both for a long time. It feels weird to say that, but I've been doing both since I was little, and I've loved music my whole life, and I've been acting since I could walk, basically. And I don't think I could choose one. I love being busy. I think if I just did one, I wouldn't be busy all the time. And when I'm not working on a film or that kind of thing, I can be writing and being on tour and that kind of thing. So I'm very fortunate to be able to do both, and you guys are definitely the reason that I'm out there and I'm able to tour and that kind of thing. So thank you for supporting. What is your fish's name? That's a good question. My fish's name is Lilu. My dog's name is Luna, so Luna goes with Lilu, but also Lilu comes from a really good movie called The Fifth Element, which is one of my favorites. And I found out too late it's a boy, so we're going to have to go with Mr. Lilu, which is a little bit strange, but it works. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go? Despite recent events in New Zealand, that was always the place to go for me. I would love to go there. I think it's beautiful, and my whole family's kind of into that idea. So maybe we'll get them out of their daily jobs and travel to New Zealand. Maybe to help out, because I feel like they need a lot of help right now. Let's see. Would you like to come to Brazil? Girl, I've been to Brazil. I've been there. We were just there touring. We played quite a few shows in Brazil. We went to Rio, we went to São Paulo, we went everywhere. It was very fun. That's some of the best shows I think we ever played were in Brazil. So thank you for having us. We really liked it down there. You guys are very passionate about the music, and it was very new to me looking out and having every single person know the lyrics to music. Some of it was not even out yet. So very thankful I had that experience down there and was able to travel and go to Brazil at age 18, which is just crazy. Let's see. Nice shirt. Where did you get it? It's not a shirt, but it's a dress. But I think I got it at Forever 21, actually. Good store. Check it out. Can you rap a little bit for us? That's really funny. No, I can't. I'm quite a good freestyler, but you will not get any of that right now. It's like 11:15. Give me a minute to wake up, and then we'll see. I love your music. What was your first music video? First music video, I don't know what my first music video was. I think it was, I think I did a music video for a song that I did a very, very long time ago for a movie that I was doing. And they wanted me to sing a song for the soundtrack or something, and they ended up making a music video for it. It was called I Don't Think About It. That was my first music video ever. Very weird experience. But it was just directly related towards the movie, and that kind of sparked my interest to kind of delve into that more. Do you like chocolate? What is your favorite chocolate bar? God, now you're making me hungry. It's funny, last night I was just having Godiva truffles, which sounds very exotic and wonderful, and it was. I just found them. They were a Valentine's Day gift that I had overlooked, and I was very happy that I did because they were wonderful. Let's see. What inspired you to write your songs? Everything, really. I write a lot of songs about things that are very abstract. I do write songs about other people. I write songs about other people that are in my life, and they know it. A lot of the songs on my EP that was out a couple years ago, that was sort of like about one person, and it was very strange. And I'm kind of, sometimes you regret writing songs that are so personal to you, because then you have to go on tour and sing them a million times. But I write songs about abstract feelings and weird things. Been writing a lot of songs about lemons. Don't ask, but it sounds good. It's very interesting. It sounds weird, but it works. Let's see. Scroll down to the bottom here. Let's get some of you guys that I missed. I'm going to refresh, actually. Let's get more of you guys. Have you ever been to Canada? I love Canada. I'm actually going there in a little bit. I've got an uncanny amount of friends that live there, and I wish they weren't so far away, because some of my best times, I think pretty much ever, have been in Canada. We've done a lot of touring there, and we've had a lot of really, really good times in Canada. I've got scars from Canada, like right there. I've had some good times up there, and I'm excited to go back. I think I'm actually going for my birthday. So yes, I've been to Canada. Hopefully, we're going to be back there at the end of the year, too, to do some more touring. Did you paint your nails today? Could you show us? I actually took off my polish yesterday, so I have nothing to show. Where were you originally from? I am from Los Angeles. I'm one of the very strange people that are actually born and raised in LA. I don't know many people like that, and I take pride in that. I love Los Angeles. I think it's a wonderful place to grow up, and I grew up in a very happy and sunny environment, and I think that's kind of stayed with me. And I love it here, and I don't have any plans on leaving. So yes, which is rare, because usually when people, they go to high school, they grow up, they go to college, they want to leave as soon as they can, but I kind of like it here. So I think I'm going to stay for a while. What inspired you to name your album? And what is your favorite song in it? It's a heavy question. The name of my album that's out now is called Fight or Flight. And I named it after science, really. It's like an inborn reaction that we have when we're faced with fear, whether we can run or we can hide. It's actually called Fight or Fright, I think is what it's originally called. But it's a cool thing to think about, because when you're faced with fear, you have an automatic response, and it's something you can't control. And a lot of the times when writing this record, I wrote most of this record in New York with a guy named Adam Schlesinger from Fountains of Wayne, and we had a really good time. And a lot of the times I threw out all the beliefs I had about writing music and writing songs and just kind of went with my gut, which was the way to go, which is the way to go for a lot of things. And I think that's why I decided to name it Fight or Flight. And there's actually, I wrote a song called Fight or Flight as well. Didn't make the record. We played it a few times live. There are some YouTube videos out there of the song. It's one of my favorites, but it doesn't really match the style of the record, so it didn't make the record, but maybe we'll revamp it and put it on the next record. Hi, Emily. Who are your best friends? It's a good question. You guys are my best friends. Sorry, I had to say that. My best friend lives in New York. Her name is Michelle, and I've known her all my life, and she's very wonderful. She's the person that I go to when I write music that I'm unsure about, and I just send it to her, and she's very honest with her opinions, which I appreciate. Let's see, do you have a favorite TV show? I do. It's coming back very soon. This show called Breaking Bad with Bryan Cranston and Matt Jones, and oh God, there's a lot of really, really, really good actors in that show. It's very entertaining. Some of you might be a little bit too young for it, but it's a great show. I'm doing an animated series with Matt Jones right now called Kick Buttowski. It's very weird because I'm such a giant fan of his on the show, and then to be working with him on this very fun, crazy animated series, it's opposite worlds. But I'm lucky I have that opportunity. One more thing I'm very fortunate for. Do you draw or paint? I do. I actually do both. I'm in the process of finishing a painting right now of a frog. It's very strange and abstract, and it's using no hard lines, no hard shapes. It's all like very abstract, very strange. But it's purple. It's a purple frog. Maybe I'll upload a picture on Twitter in a few days when it's done. I'm eating mac and cheese right now. That's awesome. That sounds really good. What is the real story of the Homecoming Queen? That is a great question. And maybe in a few years I will tell you, but I can't right now. It's a good story though. What other things would you like to achieve in your life? That's also a very heavy question. You guys are you guys are very deep-thoughted today. What do I want to achieve in my life? I was talking about this last night with a friend about all the things that we want to do now that we're of age to really do anything we want to do in some respect. Legally, I can jump out of a plane if I want to. I can do a lot of insane things, but risk my life in a lot of views that I'm probably under contract for, and I can't do that. There's a lot of things in my life that I want to do. I'd love to jump out of a plane. My dad used to do that all the time. He used to fly planes. He used to jump out of them. He used to do a lot of crazy things. Which of course he forbids me to do any of those things. But I'd like to have experiences that I take with me for the rest of my life that I'm proud of. It's kind of what I want to achieve. I heard that you're going to be on Family Guy. Is that true? That is true. That is true. I actually went in a few weeks ago. I got to hang out with Seth MacFarlane, which was amazing. I'm a huge fan of his. That was really cool. That was one of those few things that I think I told my friend or something. I told one of my friends, and it sort of jumped around the circle of my friends. And it was one of those times where everybody was really, really interested in the fact that I was going to be on Family Guy, because I love my friends, but they're not really too big Hannah Montana fans because they're all kind of my age and they know me and it's weird. And so that kind of thing never really registered with them. They never really cared about Hannah Montana, which I love. But as soon as I said I was going to be on Family Guy, I got like 80 texts. I love that show. That was really cool. I don't know when it's going to be out, though. I have to look that up, see when it's going to air. I can draw you, you can draw yourself. That's an interesting thing to say. Do you have a crazy talent? Not that I know of. Crazy talent. I have something that's called hypermobility or something, which means I'm like extremely flexible and I don't know, I don't have a lot of fluid around my bones or something. It's very strange. But it means I have like very bendable bones or something. I don't know. That's probably my only crazy talent, is I can bend. I don't know. What is your favorite cartoon? These are good questions. These are good. Favorite cartoon? That's hard. Speaking of, I know I've referenced this earlier, I know the Oscars are tomorrow. I'm really excited for Toy Story 3. I hope that wins. That was one of the best animated movies that's been out in a while, and it's Pixar, and I think Pixar is good, but I really liked that movie. I think it deserves to win, absolutely. But any Toy Story movie's been good. I'm a big Toy Story fan, just so you know. These are very funny. Have you been to Hong Kong? No, I haven't. I'd like to go. Buy the record in Hong Kong so I can do a tour there. It's very funny. I'm getting a lot of requests to do accents. English accents, Spanish accents. Can you bend your thumb backwards? Yeah, that's what I just did. I can bend it backwards. And this way too, like just very, very odd things that I can do. When is your Family Guy on and is going to be appropriate for everyone to watch? If you watch Family Guy, then you know how appropriate it is, so I don't think I have to answer that one for you. Let's see, how old are you? I'll be 19 in 13 days? I don't know. I haven't really checked. I am excited though. Do you like your doll at Stardoll? I do. I actually just saw it, I think a week ago. Lovely people at Stardoll sent me a little image of myself, which is kind of strange. But I do really like it. It's very cool. You can dress me in my doll online, which I think is kind of cool. I might try it later. Are you allergic to anything? I'm allergic to people that chew with their mouth open. That's what I'm allergic to. I can't stand that. I don't have a lot of pet peeves, but people who chew with their mouth open, audible chewing, I can't do that. Can't do that. Would you ever dye your hair bright red? I might do it. I thought about putting some red in my hair, but decided against it. I don't know, I think it would be kind of cool. I don't know, we'll have to see. It would depend. If I were to do a movie where I had to shave my head or dye it red or anything like that, I think I would. It's just hair. I don't really care that much for it. Clearly, because it's in a bun right now. Have you been in the movie Spy Kids? I did. I actually just had lunch with my friend Daryl, who played Junie in Spy Kids all those years ago. It was very strange. We did a lot of reminiscing. It was very, very fun. That was a good time. Spy Kids took about 5 or 6 months to shoot. It was in the heat of Austin, Texas. It was one of the best times of my life. And actually, I think they just made a 4th one, if I'm correct. That should be out sometime this summer, I think. Let's see, can you show us your necklace? Sure. It's my necklace. I've had this necklace for like 3 years, and I don't know why it hasn't fallen apart yet, but it needs to, because I wear it too much. What ice cream do you prefer? Chocolate or strawberry? Chocolate. I'm a chocolate fan, all the way. Chocolate ice cream is the way to go. In Scotland, I want you to know that it's 7:26 p.m. and it happens to be 11:26 a.m. here in LA. Just so you know, I have a friend here that wanted to know. It's very strange. I'd love to be in Scotland. I think it would be a very interesting place to visit. I'd love to go to Scotland. I'd love to go to Ireland. Anywhere, really. I'm jealous of my brother. He travels a lot. He's been to both of those, and kind of wish I had gone with him. Let's see. Do you have a Facebook account? I do. I need to get on it a lot more. I have a Facebook account that's just facebook.com/EmilyOsment, but Facebook's great because you can upload pictures instantly. And I've got some cool stuff from tour, pictures that I've taken from band rehearsal and tour, and videos from myself and the band, which on Twitter and definitely on MySpace and all the updates that I do on the blog, I talk a lot about my band. I actually just went snowboarding with them yesterday. And we have a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of really good times together, and we definitely hang out possibly too much. But I make a lot of little videos with them, if you've seen them. I put a few on Facebook a couple months ago, and I need to do that again because it was very funny. I think got some really good feedback. So I'm a big fan of those guys. They're really good musicians. I'm very lucky to have them. I feel like I need glasses. These are just coming in so fast. Let's see. If you'd gone to a public high school, what group do you think you would have been in? Cheerleaders, smart, etc. I know smart cheerleaders. Why does that have to be separated? I didn't go to public high school. I went to a private high school, which I find that people find that very weird. I went to 2 elementary schools. My mom is a teacher, so I got to have her as my 6th grade teacher, which was kind of strange. Made me very popular, though. And then I went to one high school, and I left, I think, in the last 2 years and did like an independent study thing because trying to make it to school every day and working on the show and giving 100% in both was kind of difficult. So, but I recommend staying in school. I have 4 people in my family that are in education. I've got a principal in my family. I've got like 3 teachers, and so there's no getting away with anything in my family. Everybody watches you. but I definitely recommend staying in school. It's very important. I'm very happy that I left my high school and I did an independent study that let me choose the classes that I wanted to choose. I realized that I liked science, which I never knew, and I took a lot of courses that were right for me, and I was very happy that I did that. Are you a Packers or a Steelers fan? I don't even want to say because I would offend someone, but I did watch the Super Bowl, a little bit of it. It was good. It was a good game. Do you ever go on YouTube to waste time? Well, what else is YouTube for? I think I go on YouTube to have a good time and waste time, yeah. You can waste a lot of time on YouTube. What is your biggest fear? P.S. Your hair looks great. Thank you. I don't think so, but thank you. My biggest fear? I don't know what my biggest fear is. That's weird to say. I would love to go scuba diving, but I'm kind of afraid of sharks. That's a good fear to have. I'd love to. I have a lot of friends that just got their certification down in Panama or something, and they all went and scuba dived and had the time of their lives. And I'd love to do that, but I'm kind of afraid of getting the bends and that kind of thing. But I think I'd love to try it anyway. If you had a superpower, what would it be and why? If I had a superpower, I'd love to be able to stop time. I feel like in a lot of ways I don't have a lot of time for things that I care about, and putting the right amount of energy and time into the right places at the right time is kind of difficult in this very fast-paced life that we all live. And I'd love to be able to just stop time and get everything done and read a book, because I miss that. I've been reading the same book for like 3 months, and it's only about that thick, and I can't get through it because I've put it off. But it's really good. I'll tell you what it is. It's a book called Writing Down the Bones. It's by Natalie Goldberg, and it used to be required reading in high school like 15, 20 years ago. It's a book about finding your inner writer and letting it out. And I've read a lot of books about that recently. I just read a Stephen King book about writing, and I think it's called On Writing. And I was expecting it to be more about his style of writing and how he goes about writing his stuff, and because he's a very interesting writer. He's very descriptive in everything he does, and obviously he's a great writer. But it was more about his childhood, which I wasn't expecting. But it's a good book. You should check it out. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Right-handed. Right-handed, right-footed. I know a few people who are right-handed and left-footed, which is a little strange, but whatever floats your boat. Would you like to write a book? And if you did, what would you like to write about? I've been writing a book for, I feel like, 5 years. I try and write every day. I've got notebooks that I've just stacked. That I do a lot of very strange, just writing about everything. And I feel like it would be pretty cool to just kind of take that big stack and turn it into a book one day, because I feel like I have things to say, which everybody does, but I think it would be cool to do that. Yeah, my mom needs to write a book. She's got some good stories. Do you like sushi? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. No, I don't. And I live in the prime place for sushi. So you would think that I like sushi, but I've had a lot of people who are like, I'm going to take you to the best sushi restaurant, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to get, and you're going to get perfect, thing that works for you. It's not going to be a lot of raw foods, but I've tried everything. I've tried every sushi restaurant. I just don't like it. I don't know. I like edamame, but that's not really sushi. What is your favorite sport? Mine is field hockey. Wow, field hockey. That's crazy. That seems very dangerous. My favorite sport, I've been playing soccer since forever. I played soccer since I think I was about 6. We were called the Golden Girls. We did all the AYSO groups, which is it's like a local group of, it's like soccer teams here in LA that you can do when you're a kid in elementary school and sometimes in high school. I played some club soccer. I played soccer for my high school. I did a lot of sports in high school. I kind of regret doing it because it was very difficult. I was on the golf team. I was on the volleyball team. I was on the soccer team. I was on the basketball team, and I ran track. And I did the sprinting, and I did hurdles and pole vaulting. I don't know what I was thinking. It kind of wore me out. My grandfather actually he used to be a professional pole vaulter. He used to run track, and he's got world records in pole vaulting that he set when he was like 60. So that's cool. I should write a book about him. So I'd love to. I could have been doing all the things that I could be doing, but I'd rather be doing this. I could be a professional pole vaulter right now, but I think music is kind of my calling. So I'd rather be here talking to you guys about that. Let's see if we can find some more questions about music. No, I will not whip my hair for you. Let's see. Do you have advice for people who dream to be singers? Sure, absolutely. There are not enough musicians in the world. There's not enough singers in the world. I think everybody should find the thing that makes them happy, and if it's being a singer, then go for it. Do it in any way you can. Tell a lot of people who I get asked questions about how to become an actor, how do I get into the business, who do I talk to, and honestly, I think the best way to start is if you're in school, sign up to do the plays. There's in my high school we did like 8 plays in one semester or something like that, like something ridiculous, and it was really cool because it's a different style of performing, and if you want to act, that's the way to go. Just kind of immerse yourself in all the different areas of it. Singing, just sing all the time, and put yourself on YouTube, because honestly, YouTube is the way to go. As we've seen, is what's his name, Grayson Michael Chance. My old school teacher is actually his school teacher now, and he's on tour with, I think, Miranda Cosgrove, and he started on YouTube. So there's some good stories with that. So go for it. Never give up. That's what I have to say with singing, because if you want it, then do it. Let's refresh again. Let's see. What is your favorite song? That's difficult. That's very difficult. I definitely have favorite albums. I don't know if I could have a favorite song. There is probably House of Cards by Radiohead. That's probably one of my favorites. It's a really, really good song. Either that or You and Whose Army. That's also a really good one of their songs. I like all their stuff. They're amazing. Check out their album. It just came out, half of it. I have a theory that there's going to be more. There has to be more. There's only 8, and the last track is called Separator, so I think there's going to be more. But check out Radiohead, because they're an amazing band. Do you ever see yourself singing rock music? I used to do that. I feel like the EP was very rock. I love rock music. I listen to a lot of rock music. I listen to a lot of old, good jam bands like Grateful Dead, and well, not really a jam band, but I listen to a lot of really good rock music. These are very funny. They're asking me about my perfume, my favorite Italian dish, favorite thing to eat for breakfast, favorite restaurant. Wow. This is difficult. I don't know which one to, let's see. Since Hannah Montana is over, do you think you're going to have enough time for music? Yeah, I think I have had a lot of time for music. Hannah Montana, 6 years I spent on that show. And a lot of the time I didn't have excess time to work on the music, and I remember really just exhausting myself. We'd go in, Hannah Montana was Monday through Friday, and sometimes Tuesday through Friday, and it was 8 o'clock to 4, and then I would leave at 4, and I'd go home and I'd do like 3 hours of homework, and then I would go over to my friend Max Collins' house, who I wrote the first record with, Max Collins and Tony Fagenson, and I go over to their house, and I'd be there till like 11 at night, and then I would get up and I would do the exact same thing every single day, and it was very difficult, especially when I was trying to, there's a lot of movies that I wanted to do, there's a lot of things that I wanted to do, and I feel like now that the show has been over, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air in a way. I can spend my time doing things that I put off, but I don't regret anything that I did. I very, very much appreciate the time that I spent there. What is your favorite rapper? Mine's Drake. Q-Tip. That's fine. Or Biggie. He's cool. Let's see, these are good questions. What is your favorite pastime? I think that question's from... They have, on this website, they have little flags to show where all of the questions are from in all these countries, and it's amazing. If the flags were a little bit bigger, I could tell you where the questions are from. But it's incredible what we can do these days when it comes to being able to talk to the entire world over video chat right now. Very interesting. What was the question that I just asked? I don't remember what it was. Sorry, I'll have to move on. Oh, these are difficult. I love this question. What do you think of Italian dishes? Italian dishes are good. I like Italian dishes. I like all types of food except sushi. I don't do sushi, but we know that. Let me refresh this again. Let's see. Where do you usually shop for clothes? I'm not a shopper. Yeah. I score big points with boys in that one for just not wanting to shop ever. I don't like it. It's not something that I do. I'll shop online, and that's pretty much it. Or I'll make one stop at one store. I go in, I know exactly what I want, and then I'll go out. I'm not too much of a shopper. Because then I just spend all day, and I get sidetracked, and I get hungry, and it's just awful. It's never a good experience, especially at the mall. I don't like the mall. It was weird. A few months ago, we do a show at the mall with our good friends in Honor Society, and we played at my local mall, which was very strange, but that was cool, very interesting. I had a whole new perspective of my mall. I remember you sang terribly on Hannah Montana as a joke. How did that feel? It's good. They did that on purpose. I thought that was very funny. It's very fun to sing terribly. That was a really funny episode. It was one of my favorites probably, but it is kind of ironic. Very funny. It's a good show. I like your ring. Where did you get it? That's a good story. I got this ring. This ring's from Thailand. It's one of my favorites. But I got it at a store it was like on La Brea or something. And, I was with my friend. I've worn it every single day for the past, I don't know how long, but I thought I lost it on an airplane a few weeks ago, and I had the whole flight crew down on their hands and knees looking for this ring. I didn't ask them to do this. They all kind of, I don't know why they offered, but everybody was down on their hands and knees looking for this ring, because I lost it. It was one of my favorites, and ended up being in my bag the whole time. It was a little embarrassing, but I'm glad that I have it. I'm a big ring person. I'm a big fan of that. Let's see. Let's see if we can have more questions here. Let's see. Let's find a good one. Wow, these are good. What is your favorite song on Fight or Flight? What is my favorite song? Probably the third one. It's called 1-800-Clap Your Hands, and it was the first song that I ever wrote for the record. And I wrote it in New York in the dead of winter with Adam Schlesinger, and we just started getting to know each other. And he didn't know how I went about writing songs, and I didn't know what he wanted, and he didn't know what I liked, and it was kind of like a learning experience. So we kind of came up with this bass line, and we would loop the bass line, and we looped it for like 15 minutes, and we started adding more tracks on top of it. We added a guitar, and in the original, it's very funny. I have the original demo of the song, and you can hear us talking in the demo and being like, okay, add this here and add this here. It was like a cake. We were building up all these layers, and finally, I took lyrics from a different song that I had written like a year before the actual track was written, and I just kind of threw them on top, and it was the most interesting potpourri of mix of elements that you can find in a song, and it turned out to be a dance track. I don't know how that happened, but I have about 6 versions of that song that I like because you can play it live in a show. You can make it a dance song. You can play it acoustically, and it sounds really cool. And there's many different ways you can form that song and turn it into something different. It's definitely one of the favorites of the band too. We like to jam on that song. It's a good one. Do you have a favorite cell phone ring? I like that question. My cell phone ring was very generic for a long time, and I just recently changed it to a song by Andrew Bird called Skin Is My. But I can't hear it very well because it's this delicate plucking of the violin, and it's great, and it's beautiful, but I can't ever hear it in my purse, so I need to change that. What is your favorite teacher? Who is your favorite teacher? I think I'm going to give a shout out to my 8th grade teacher, Mr. Rook, who taught me world history / psychology for some reason. He was a really good teacher, and I enjoyed his stuff because all of his classes were more like a conversation. I think that's why I'm looking forward to college so much. I deferred for a year because I was out of the country and I didn't have time. But I really enjoyed his class because it was more like a discussion. It was more like we were discussing history and giving our opinions and that kind of thing. And I think I would really enjoy classes like that in the future. So I'm very much looking forward to college, which I am going to, by the way. Did you ever go to acting lessons, and where did you go? I feel bad admitting this. I haven't really been to an acting class before. My dad was my acting teacher for a long time, still is. And I never really had the need to go because he was taught by his acting teacher, Mr. Oliver Link, and he learned from him, and he kind of fed me the information that he learned back when he was in college, and I never really found the need to go to an acting class because I kind of had it living in my house with me. But I would love to do some sort of improv class. I think that would be very fun, and it opens up your brain in ways that you can't even imagine. I've done a few auditions in the past where it's just simply improv, and it's very fun. I recommend that definitely if you're looking to be an actor. Try some improv classes. They're very fun. What do you do when you're angry? What do I do when I'm angry? I'm not a big yeller. Kind of get really quiet, very intense, which is much better than screaming and yelling. It's a good question. Let's see. Hi, have you had trouble becoming a singer? I'm trying, but a rotten music teacher won't help me. What inspired you to sing and act? That's not happy to hear. I was lucky. I had good music teachers in high school. And I took a lot of music classes. I took chorus and choir. And I was lucky I had a music teacher that actually cared about his students and talked to us individually about finding our own voice in chorus. And I somehow learned how to read music, but it hasn't stuck with me. And I'm very embarrassed to say that I can't really read music that well. It makes me sad to think that you don't have someone that you can talk to, but depending on where you live, I know in LA there's a lot of classes that you can take out of school that you can find music classes, and I go to a vocal coach, which I love, and you gotta go search and find some people that'll help you, and find some friends who want to do it too, because doing things alone is kind of hard when you're first starting, and find some other friends that are interested in it, and that can help you. Makeup questions. Let's see. These are just all over the map here. Would you ever live chat with us again? I'd love to. I haven't done a live chat in a long time. I can't even remember what the time was. I think it was a few months ago when I was in New York. But I love doing this, even though I feel like I'm talking to myself. I really do love doing this because I can talk to you guys here and I can answer your questions. And sometimes it's hard to get on a plane and fly to. I used to do meet and greets and that kind of thing, but it's very difficult to do that. And I can meet you face to face, but technology is allowing us to do that now. I just saw a good question this is a great one. What was it like kissing Mitchell Musso on Hannah Montana? That's a great question. It's very weird. He's like my best friend. So it was, it's always very strange. Mitchell's kissed a lot of girls on that show, as I can remember. Yeah, I think he's had the most. We used to have a rally or a list going of who of the characters in Hannah Montana have had the most on-screen kisses until they decided they weren't going to show that on the channel anymore, which is very funny. That's the type of things that I do at work. Very strange life that I live. Let's see. These are good questions. I guess I'll answer this makeup question. God, my makeup drawer is disgustingly just packed with things. I love any sort of MAC products. I think they're great. I use a lot of Stila and Bare Minerals. Those are good. But there's been a few times where I've gone into the MAC store and I find an eyeshadow that I really like, and I buy the same one like 4 different times. Like, oh, this is really cool. I don't have this shade, and I go home and I've got like 8 of the same shade. Yeah, that's when you know you have a problem. What was it like being on Kick Buttowski? Kick Buttowski is really fun. That's the most recent thing that I've been doing as of late. I'm supposed to be in there this weekend, I think. That's really fun because I've done a bit of animation. Animation's really fun because you can go in your PJs and nobody cares, and you're in there for like half an hour and you've done 2 shows. And I get to do group sessions with people like Matt Jones, who I was talking about earlier. I hope he watches this. That would be embarrassing. But he's a cool guy, and doing group sessions is a lot more fun because you can work off of people. Same goes for live action as well. But I love that show. It's very fun. Check it out. It's on Disney XD. It's a good show. What do you like the best in your job? I love to travel, and I feel like doing the things that I do and having the opportunities that I have to work and go to Brazil to do a concert, and go to Poland to watch my brother work, and shoot a movie in Costa Rica. It seems ridiculous, and I can't believe that I've been so fortunate as to be able to travel as much as I have. And I feel like that's really helped me develop, even as a person, just being able to travel and see other lifestyles and learn so much about where I live and what goes on in the world, and get more out of it than just watching the news every night. You can really go to these places and experience life there, and I love that. And you know, I've been able to do that with touring and with acting and just with travel itself, and I've really developed quite a love for that. So I think that's kind of the best thing. And plus the people that I meet, I'm just so lucky, very, very much so lucky. So thank you for allowing me to do that, because that's you guys. That's not me. You guys are the reason I'm allowed to do that. So thank you. You get me out of the house, which is great. You give me something to do on the weekends. What is the next album name? I like that question. I think I've come up with it, but I'm not sure. So I've been, for the past, I want to say 2 to 3 months, I've been very, very dedicatedly thinking about the next record and developing and kind of deciding what it's going to be like. And I've come up with some album name, but I'm not sure on it yet. It's funny, this last album, it took me way too long to decide. And you can ask my management, they will agree with you. It took me a very long time to decide on the name of the record, and it was going to be something else for a long time. And it was actually going to be called Ellipsis, which didn't work out, which is a fact that not a lot of people know. But I was very dead set on it being called Ellipsis for a long time, and not many people understand what an ellipsis is. It's ellipsis is like ... and I liked that, and I liked the way it sounded. And I had a song called Ellipsis, and I don't know, maybe the next record, we'll see. Let's see. Do you still get starstruck? Who is your celebrity crush? Oh, that's good. That's a good question. Of course, yeah, I still get starstruck. Celebrity crush, that's a hard one. What is his name? He's in Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, I think is his name. I could be completely wrong. He's cool. I like that guy. Or, let's see, Penn Badgley, is that his name? Penn Badgley. He's cute. I don't know. I really should know more about the people that I have a crush on. I don't know how to pronounce their names. Let's see. What else do we have? What's your favorite dog breed? I don't know. I have golden retrievers and a poodle. I have a teacup poodle, but she's not curly. She looks like she's been electrocuted, and she's just fluff. She's like all volume and no mass. She's very funny. It's a very interesting question. I don't know why that's funny to me. What other instruments do you play? Oh gosh, it's hard to say I play these instruments, but I definitely mess around on the piano, more keyboards. I play the guitar. I do play the guitar. I play the bass a little bit. I am trying to learn to play drums. My drummer will tell you that I can play 3 songs, and most of them are Weezer and Michael Jackson, because for some reason those are the easiest. I don't know why. But I'm kicking out all the members of my band because I'm just going to play all their instruments, and it's just going to be me. I'm going to do the whole Imogen Heap thing where she loops tracks on stage. That's a joke. You guys are all still employed if you're watching. But I'm fortunate. I've been around a lot of music. My brother's learning to play the sitar. I've just bought a ukulele. I think I'm trying to be a true hipster, but I haven't decided yet. Where did you get your... Oh, more questions about the necklace. I don't even know where it's from. It's a very old necklace. It's probably my mom's from like the 60s. Just kidding. God, this is difficult. These are really good questions. Sore throats when I was singing. Do you ever get sore throats when you sing? It's a good question. I feel like there's been times where I've been out on the road for a few weeks, and it's just pure exhaustion just takes it out of you. And I've definitely been a few shows where I'm struggling because I'm sick and I'm tired, and sometimes those are the best shows because you know you've given it 100,000%. And there's been times in the road where I've just been deathly ill and just feel awful. But it's funny because playing these shows, you feel so much better when you walk off stage. After you play a show, you walk off stage and you're like, all right, let's do it again. I'm ready. Let's do it again. And there's only been a few times where I've played 2 shows in a day, but I think I'd be into that. I think I could do it. And I'm lucky. I have a really good vocal coach, and I don't lose my voice as much as I should. Let's see. Let's find more questions. All these questions from all over the world. This is really cool. Let's see. What do you think of your fans? I think you know what I think of you. You guys are great. It's interesting because today, in today's world, I can kind of meet all of you very easily. I can be on the internet, I can be on Twitter, I can be on pretty much any social networking site, and I can kind of meet you guys in a way, and I can talk to you, which is not creepy, but in a way, I don't know you, but I'm able to kind of know who you are in certain ways, and I think it's really unique and very cool. But all of you are very dedicated, and I was playing a few shows a few months ago. I forget where we were, but these kids showed up with panda T-shirts because I love pandas. I don't know, and they knew that, and they showed up with like 5 kids showed up with panda T-shirts, and it just blew my mind. People actually listen to me when I talk about what I say. That's weird. That's new. But that's like true dedication. That really just means a lot to me. So thanks for sticking with me. Really, I appreciate it. Have you always been so confident? No, I don't think you would call it confidence. I think you just call it being very confident in my snarkiness, because I'm very sarcastic and very snarky, and I think that sometimes comes off wrong. But thank you for thinking that I'm confident. It's a good thing to be. Let's see. Wow. All over the place. Questions from Egypt. Hi. Hope you guys are okay. Let's make it serious. Let's see. Are you going to make a clothing line? Wow. One more thing. I don't know if I could do one more thing right now. Clothing line would be cool, but I honestly haven't even figured out my own style of clothing. I don't know if I could do that. That would be a little bit difficult. It would be cool. I have some friends that have clothing lines, and it seems like a really cool thing. So maybe in the future. I don't know. Team Edberger Jacob. I knew this was coming. I knew it. I predicted it. I'm surprised there's been less Justin Bieber questions. And here's my first Twilight question. Edward or Jacob? Edward. Jacob Black, I feel like the Edward character's more. I read all the books. I love them. Edward character's got more to say. Jacob, I'm sorry, bud. You're not as enthralling as the Edward character. Oh, here we go. Justin Bieber. I knew it. Do you like Justin Bieber, and can you speak Spanish? Yes. Both of them, yes. Yes, I do. I have a theory that he's not real, that he's like a hologram. It's just a figment of our imagination. I don't know. He seems like he can do it all. He can't be real. Let's see. No, I'm not dating Mitchell Musso. Okay, I feel like I get this question on Twitter all the time. I love the guy, but we are just friends. I really hope that just limits the amount of times I get asked that per day on Twitter. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I find it very funny. But let's see. I have just barely a few minutes left. So I'm going to answer 2 more questions, and then we will have to say goodbye. All right, let's see. Find a really good one. This is hard. I have to find some new ones. Let's see. I've been looking at the same ones. Let's see. What was your first acting experience? Okay, that's a good one. We'll go with that. First acting experience was a commercial I did for FTD Florist, which is a flower company. I think they're out of business now. It's been that long. But it was a fun experience. I think my favorite part of that whole thing, as much as I can remember, was craft service. It was the best part of that whole job. I had no idea that there was a world that existed that was just all of your favorite snacks on one table. Good times. Let's see, one more question. Let's do one more. Actually, I haven't seen a lot of questions about the tour that was just canceled. I want to end with that maybe. Unfortunately, I had a tour that was planned for the next month and a half, basically. And unfortunately, our headliner had another opportunity. He had to pull out of the tour. And by default, we had to cancel the whole tour. And that really saddens me for a lot of reasons. And because I had honestly been talking to some of the fans that were coming to the show, and they had bought their tickets, and they were very excited. And that was a very gigantic letdown. I had to wake up in the morning and find that out. And I want to apologize to you guys personally for having to do that. And that makes me very sad. And just know I had nothing to do with it, and I was out of my control. And sometimes that happens. And I know that all of the tickets will somehow be refunded. And hopefully we will find ways to get back out on the road very soon. I know my band and I are itching to get out there and see you guys. And thank you for being so exuberant about the shows. And don't worry, there will be more to come. And a new tour in new cities and old cities. And we'll see you guys all again very soon. But I haven't seen questions about that yet, so I wanted to bring that up. But thank you for all of your support. That means a lot to me. But I think that will have to be my last question because I have to get off. I've been talking for an hour. I feel like we're all such good friends now. Thank you for logging on, and thank you for being here. We've been promoting this Stardoll thing for a few weeks now, so thank you for all of your questions. You guys are all very sweet, and I really enjoy talking to you guys. So just know that I love you all very much, and thank you for your time, and hopefully we will see you all very soon. Hopefully we'll do this live chat thing again soon, okay? So I will see you somewhere else on the interweb very soon.